Sadhak Manjari went her home. In Jabat, there was a own house. All Manjari has their own house. And in Parshana, there was father house. Everybody has their father house. So we have our two houses in Javat and Barsana. Javat and Barsana. So that's why we have doing seva two place. In Navadip Dham, Sriman Mahaprabhu is waiting in veranda in her own sleeping house. All associated devotees and with Swarup Damodar, Mahaprabhu was in bhava, in the mood of Braj. Swarup Damodar in Brajalila described Brajalila's poetry now. Swarup Damodar's in all poetry. Stop all poetries. Sriman Mahaprabhu in Bhava Vesh shouting. All devotees are come their own body in Navadip. They got Ardhavagyasa. Mahaprabhu with Sriman Mahaprabhu with associated devotees, they are taking Sriman Mahaprabhu to Mahaprabhu's own house. Left side Advaita Prabhu and back side all devotees. They are staring to each other. In Braja Bhav. They are looking here and there and going. Sometimes they are going so fast, sometimes they are going so slow. And they are coming to Sriman Mahaprabhu's house in Singhatwar. They reached there. In Sriman Mahaprabhu's east side, there was the one door. They reached there. And Sriman Mahaprabhu after that give hug to Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Advaita Prabhu. And also give hug to devotees also. And go back home. And tell Mahaprabhu to go back home. And Sriman Mahaprabhu enter his own house. Everybody go their own houses. But Nityananda Prabhu, by love, and Sriman Mahaprabhu, with Sriman Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu is enter Mahaprabhu's home and backside of Sriman Mahaprabhu. Also Goswami Varga and Guru Varga also entered. Shadak Das also entered with Sriman Mahaprabhu. Sriman Mahaprabhu came in own house and sit in golden chair. It is on Mahaprabhu's balcony. Now Sadak Das with beautiful water he washed Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. And wiped with Uttariya. Sriman Mahaprabhu went to his own house and sleep in own bed. In Vrindavan, before I told, there was a beautiful bed, and Navadip also same, there was also beautiful bed. Sadhak Das massaging Sriman Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. Mahaprabhu slowly going to sleep. Inside Sriman Mahaprabhu's house there was a beautiful bed in Nityananda Prabhu's near. So Sriman Nityananda Prabhu sleeping there. Nityananda Prabhu sleeping, Shadak Das also massaging Sriman Nityananda Prabhu's lotus feet. Goswami Path also has their own houses. They go into their own house. Sadak Das went to with Sri Gurudev and massaging Sri Gurudev's lotus feet. When Gurudev goes to sleep, after that Sadak Das went to his own house. Sometimes Sadak Das sleeping with Sriman Mahaprabhu, but mostly Sadak Das went to their her own home, his own home. Gurudev also have their own home. If Sadak Das thinking he was staying under the lotus feet of Sriman Mahaprabhu and sleeping, he can do this. But maybe he can do also, he go to his own home also. It's depend on situation sometime. Because everybody has their own house. Everybody say everybody's house, everybody can stay everybody's house, but they have their own, so that's why they go to their own house. Here Nishanta Leela will finish. Siddhabhava in Sadhanamrita Chandrika, this kind of Leela, after Chintan, after that you chant your holy name. You can chant before Smaran, you can chant with Charan, and you can chant with Chintan, but in Sadhanamrita Chandrika, Siddha Krishnadas Baba referred to you, first you Chintan, after that you do chant. If somebody have to habit with Mangalarti, they are doing Mangalarti. They are doing in between Mangalarti. But they can do Mangalarti now, since after finishing this Leela Chintan. And in the mood of Leela Aarti, they can do the same Aarti. Who was doing morning work, they can think with morning work. I want to mean inside and outside at a time you can do sadhana. If somebody doing morning work, if somebody doing parikrama, who can think by walking. If somebody doing physical exercise, they can chintan with their physical exercises. I just want to mean, you just think. There was a three kind of chintan: Sukshma Bhav, Madhyam Bhav and Chintan. You have to do Chintan. And you can put in your mind properly. How you do the Chintan properly, like Sadhak Das wake up and do Chintan. Sadhak Das wake up and wash mouth and feet and say to his Gurudev, wake up Gurudev. Slowly they wake up to the Varga and they do pay obeisances. After that, rose water, sandal water they throw, and with golden broom they swab. Everywhere Sadhak Das will clean. And put carpet. And put khol and kartal. Shri Mridanga and kartal. And plug flower. Not only Sadhak Das will plug, everybody will plugging. Make garland. And rub chandan. And hearing the sound of beautiful bird, and everybody came around Sriman Mahaprabhu's house. When Sriman Mahaprabhu wake up, after that Sriman Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu and Sri Advaita Prabhu came into the room of Sri Mahaprabhu's house, and Brajalila song will started. After that, everybody go enter the Brajalila. After that, they got their Bhajya Dasa, and when when Shriman Mahaprabhu wake up, and after that they give Achman to Sri Trin Prabhu, Advaita Prabhu, Nityananda Prabhu and Shriman Mahaprabhu. After giving mala and chandan, garland and sandal. After that, they finishing Mahaprabhu's arti. After that, finishing Mahaprabhu arti. After that, again Shriman Mahaprabhu again entered the Brajalila after hearing Shri Sharup Damodar singing. After that, Grihagaman Leela, going back home, Shriman Mahaprabhu gave bye to all devotees. Shriman Mahaprabhu came, entered the room. Every time Nityananda Prabhu will come, that is not right, but there was one day Leela, only one day Leela. In Govinda Leela with the Gutika, there was describing one day Leela of Radha Madhava and Brajali. In Krishna Bhavanamrita, there was also describing one day Leela. In Gutika, there was also describing one day Leela. This kind of. After Shriman Mahaprabhu's lotus feet was washed by Sadhaka, Shriman Mahaprabhu sleep our own house. Sadhak Das massaging Shriman Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. Shriman Mahaprabhu goes to sleep. Sadhak Das went back to home. Or maybe Sadhak Das will thinking Shriman Mahaprabhu's lotus feet massaging by Gurudev, and also Sadhak Das are looking, or maybe sometime he was massaging alone. Here is the end of Navadip Leela. Same as in Brajalila, Brajanikunja, the Manjari will wake up. This is Sukma Chintan. Kinkari went to and say Guru Manjari to wake up Guru Manjari. All Guru Manjaris are wake up. Rup Manjari and all Manjaris are wake up. Like as in Navadip, I told before the cleaning, same as of plugging flower and making garland. Sandal and rubbing sandal and all decoration, whatever they want to give to Radha Madhava, they already make like same. Juice, tambul and arati stuffs, all Sakhigan is wake up. Vrinda Devi give instruction to all. Now you can sound. Nishantaka's beauty, everybody is looking. All birds are singing, starting singing. Everybody came and stand around Radha Madhav's kunja. Everybody describing. Somebody stopped her and again she was describing. Now Dakha and Bichakha is singing poetry. Shukshmadhi and Manju Bhasini. After that, Radha Madhav wake up and Krishna wake up. And then Shri Krishna take Radharani on her lap. In between, Sakhigan enter in a kunja. Everybody is smiling and making joke. Radharani is sitting in left side of Krishna. Now Sri Krishna decorated Radharani. And all Sakhi Manjarigan also decorate, give Achaman to Srimati Radharani and Krishna, and give drink. After that they put garland and they put chandan, then dancing and flower throwing and singing. In between, Subha Namni Sari is indicate finish fast, the sun is rising, like this. Radha Madhav came out from Nikunja, and all beautifully decorated Vrindavan described by Sri Krishna to Radharani. In between, Kakhati monkey is saying something. The morning sun is like Jatila, he is coming up. They are scaring and separate. They are scaring and fast. They are moving fast. After that, Lalita Sakhi said, this kind, they are walking through, and all Manjari's gun came in back, all stuffs, whatever they left in Nikunja. All prasadis stuffs are distributed to all Manjaris. After that, they are walking, this kind of joking and beautifully they describing the view, and they reach in Kadambakhandi or Dumanban. After that, they are very sad and they take separation from each other. Sri Krishna going to Nandiswar. Sri Krishna is going to Veda Nandishwar. Radharani with Sakhigan, and from backside of Radharani's house, go enter Radharani's home. Now she's sitting in there in her bed. There was beautiful golden chair. If Radharani is thirsty, then Manjari will give rose water, beautifully smelled water, and wash Radharani's lotus feet. And Radharani is sleeping her own bed. Kimkari massaging Radharani's lotus feet. Only Kinkari was massaging Charan, but you can think Guru Manjari was beside. Radharani is going to sleep. All Sakhi Manjarigan who has come from door, they go back. If some Sakhi like, they can enter, but all Sakhis are go back. Radharani taking rest and think, if I sleep, then maybe I can see in dream see Krishna. With Guru Manjari, and Manjari went to their own place. Sadhak Manjari went with Guru Manjari and massaging her lotus feet and put Guru Manjari sleep, and after that Sadhak Manjari go back home. And these kinds of Leela I told before in Braja Leela, in Navadip Leela, you have to remember all the Leelas, and you have to think again and again. This much what I say, you have to think, you have to chant. When you chanting, you have to think. I mean, you think, when I got this kind of seva, when I do this kind of seva. This is called seva sankalpa, in determination of seva. And this kind of seva you have to think again and again. When you think again and again, but first time you can't see anything, but after you got kripa and you think again and again, then some picture will come in front of you. And after that, sadhak immediately went to that place. When Navadip Leela, there was a one way, easy way. When we think Navadip Leela, that time, whatever Navadip we see, we can enter that Navadip. In the Navadip Dham, when we visit in Navadip Dham, whatever we saw, we remember. We roam around that Navadip particular. Whatever we see when we visit Navadip, we enter in that Navadip. We are doing Navadip Parikrama. We think here is Leela is going on. This is easiest way. If we think again and again every day, and if we went in Navadip and thinking again and again, maybe it is possible. If we are staying in our body is in Radhakonda, but when we think deeply, immediately we can enter in Vrindavan. We are doing Panchakashi Parikrama. When we think about Navadip Leela, we can remember the Navadipa. When we in Vrindavan, in Drishyavan Vrindavan, whatever Vrindavan we see, whatever place we see, we just remember all places. Okay, when Radharani came into Yavat, that time, whatever we see in Yavat, we just think we entered that Yavat. Whatever we visit and we see, because in Braja Leela Yavat, it coming easily in our mind. So whatever we visit and whatever we saw, we just remember that. I want to mean, if you think that kind of things, so you can play with your mind. And there was another way, this kind of deity when we see, and we think this kind of deity we saw, because they are not they are manifest by own. So we think we are doing parikrama, we are seeing that these deities. So you play with your mind. When you sitting in your home, when you're walking, and when you're sitting in your home, You can think about this. You can see Gopinath Mangalarti. You think in Jaipur. You can see the Mangalarti in your home. You're sitting in your home and try to see. In Jaipur, in Vrindavan, we taking darshan, and here in Radharani temple, in Radhakunda temple, Govinda Dev, we are seeing this arati, and we not only seeing, we are doing as well as same arati. Every day Radharam, every day Gokulananda, and all samadhis also we can visit, and we can see like Rupa Goswami Pas Samadhi, Sanatana Path Goswami Pas Samadhi, Jeev Goswami Pas Samadhi, Gopal Bhatta Goswami Pas Samadhi, Raghunath Das Goswami Pas Samadhi. We taking darshan, and by our mind we are doing parikrama, taking darshan, taking dandavat. In our mind we do everyday Giriraj parikrama. That means you are playing with your mind. Our mon is horse. Our mon is elastic rubber. As much as you can stretch. And by your mind, this kind of all special samadhis, we can take darshan, we can do parikrama. Like Guru Varga, for Siddha Bhava Samadhi and Guru Varga Samadhi, we can take darshan, we can do arti, we can do parikrama every day. And when we do taking bath in our bathroom, we think we are taking bath in Ganga, we are taking bath in Yamuna, and we are taking bath in Radhakunda. Every day in Manas Ganga, Govinda Kunda, Vimal Kunda, in Vishavana Kunda, in Kishori Kunda, Prem Sarovar, in Keshi Ghat, Visham Ghat. This kind of, till how much we see Ganga, until Ganga 3 to Ganga Sagar, they're all banks. We have to think like Gaur Mandal. We have to think sitting in our home, and we have to think like Gaur Mandal. Who was not eligible to enter the Leela. So that kind of people are thinking this kind of Vigraha, this kind of Samadhi, and this kind of Dhams. After that, every day in going to Nilachal Dham and taking bath, every day that taking darshan of Gambhira, doing parikrama and taking darshan, when doing Harinam, they thinking, I'm sitting in Siddha Bakul and I'm chanting in Siddha Bakul, I'm sitting in Siddha Bakul. Shriman Mahaprabhu every day taking darshan of Sri Jagannath. So every day we have to go the backside of Shriman Mahaprabhu and Shriman Mahaprabhu's Sannyas Murti. Every day we have to take darshan of Shriman Mahaprabhu. If you want to go to Nitya Leela, you have to think about your Prakat Leela. Mahaprabhu going enter the Jagannath temple. In Jagannath Mandir, Shriman Mahaprabhu is doing dancing in front of Nishingadev. In Nilachal Dham, in Jagannath temple, we going every day, and we saw already before, so we can go every day easily. If there was one way, whatever we saw, this kind of chintan we can do. This is we are not seeing. But whatever we saw again and again, we have to think. This is also in material. Every day beside Garu's Stamba, Sriman Mahaprabhu is standing and taking darshan of Jagannath. Sriman Mahaprabhu's lotus feet, we take darshan. In Narendra Sarovar, Indradumna Sarovar, in Gundicha, Paradanda, every day we have to see again and again. Leela Sthali Chintan, Leela places, we have to think. In Leela, in morning work we are doing in bank of Puri. This kind of thinking, always we do this kind of thinking. This kind of Haridas Thakur Samadhi Tota Gopinath, Alalnath, Sakhi Gopal, Kichara Gopinath, every day you have to take darshan. All India. Why? Because we are going again and again, we saw again and again. And in our mind, this kind of view are already have. So if we are staying in one place, you can think about Navadip. This kind of thinking, if we think, then Dham will be give more mercy. And he was sitting in one place and seeing everywhere. Where is this kind of thinking also happen? When Siddha Baba, when sitting in Navadip in Kalna, in Vrindavan, and Vrindavan, this staring all goat, this kind of thinking. This is an example. Tulsi pata খেয়ে নিচ্ছে চপ. So every day you are doing Giriraj Parikrama, every day we are taking darshan of Puri Dham, all Dham. By mind, every day we can do Churasi Kos Parikrama. Every day we can do Navadip Dham Parikrama, Leelachal Dham Parikrama, every day we can do. Even all India also. We have so much power in our mind. Mind is the main. Our mind is just rose. Lotus. Like rose blooms. Birds. Rose birds. We have to bloom. We have to bloom the lotus or rose. This is only that who don't have eligibility of this kind of leela, so who don't have interest in this kind of Parakiya Bhav leela, so they can thinking about this kind of leelas. Or maybe there was in Bhagavad, there was in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there were so many Leela of Mahaprabhu, Shri Krishna, they can think about that Leela. But whatever he read in Grantha, he read in book, he can or she can thinking about whatever he learned. If somebody not eligible to do all those things, only he think about Gurudev. And whatever Leela Gurudev he have see in her own eyes, he can only think. Gurudev has three swarup. Which swarup we got kripa and we do Leela, only we can think that kind of Leelas. And there was two swarup in Navadip and Vrindavan, and Mahaprabhu Parika swarup. Only we can see which swarup we saw our Gurudev. There was an example in Gopakumar. Sometime Gopakumar will take darshan of Sri Gurudev. What kind of we are doing Gurudev's lotus feet massage. Like this kind of light. Somehow we have to think whatever we think, and that is the one reason. At least our mind have to eligible to take this kind of Leela.